Okay. They're going green now, just so you.
Three laps into the All-Star Open, the 21 of Fabrizio Lamina at the back of the field to the inside of that 32 Tunity car. Hokie fan 38 coming off that wall, bouncing off of 2 and slamming the pit entrance wall. Terrible start for that 38 car. Expert Racing in the number 19, and now to the outside, he's following the 18 Interstate Batteries Camry into 3 and 4. I'm Rick James, joined by my good buddy in the booth, Fisher. Fish, welcome to the FRG Designs All-Star Open from virtual Bristol. X-Skull sitting behind the number 14 Rush Truck Center's Ford of Unbroken Halo. Drivers trying to get into the Open in this 13% race.
Yeah, and obviously this is a big event because you want to be able to get into the All-Star race, but first you got to win one of these stages. The fan vote already determined that was Jonah Johanan, but one of these guys going to try to win this stage. And right now it's a good battle between Smith and Menaker and the 14 and 20 cars. They're trying to luck up their spot. We're about halfway through this opening stage.
Smith in the 14 getting loose off that second corner, and it looks like he's incredibly slow out that corner, and possibly caution. Yep, caution is out for the first time in this open. Wonder where these drivers are lining up here. Looks like a manual caution, and already yellow number 1 just 7 laps into this stage. This meant to be the opener for tonight's events, and drivers already having to slow that one down. Neat Dog in the number 8 car. He's now behind that 21 coming through this field. Drivers getting back lined up and ready to go here. Looks like the 20 lining up to the inside of the 14, possibly going to send this one more time. No idea why that caution came out, but they're lined up, getting ready to go. 14 gets a great jump, and we're green once again, Fish.
Yeah, down into 1. Obviously, this battle is very important to try to get in this race. But if you can't get past them, you still have the second and third segments to try to lock up your spot. But Ben in that 14, he wants to get that spot as soon as possible. Going to lead another lap with the 20 right on his tail. The 18 back in third as well. We're getting a pretty good battle, but this 14, if we stay green, I think you can potentially drive away. There's a big battle going on in the back with lots of cars there from about 4th on back.
Unbroken Halo leading this race. He's got the 20 car right behind him. Each stage winner in this open makes it on to the main event. Steiny in the 27 NASCAR Heat Ford. He's behind that number 2 Vert Mustang. There's the 32 of Blockman, who brought us into this race here, now driving behind the 27 of Steiny. It looks like the 19's coming down pit road. Fabrizio Lamina in the 21 2 car has gone around, and it looks like yellow has come out again in this first stage of the open. Cars are going to get stacked back up, and we're going to turn them loose one more time, Fish.
Yeah, the cautions are a little bit confusing because we have no clue on why there's a caution, because we're not getting confirmation for that. But we are going one more time around on the pace lap, so we will stack them back up, but we're going to go one more lap. There, they just go across the line. But we're going to go one more time around, and this is going to be 2 to go, and this is a big restart here. Ben's in that 14. We've seen him be pretty dominant. I believe he started second or first, one of those 2 spots, second actually. And then Menaker in that 20, then fast all segment. He's starting on that bottom lane. I think he might have the preferred line into 1, but you don't have to go too risky here because you got that second segment. If you can't win the first segment, but I think we're going to see some guys be a little bit aggressive here to try to lock up that spot in the All-Star race.
2 by 2, 5 rows deep out of the 4th corner. Green flag is out. Great jump by the 14. You see the 8 car no longer in this race. Halo in the 14 now breaking out to a fantastic lead, and the 38 car's gone around at the back of 2.
Coming to the white flag now. 14 out in front, ahead of the 20. To come back around down the back straightaway. He's got a pretty good lead, Rick.
19 of Expert Racing sending it deep into 1, but to no avail, and it looks like it's going to be the 14 car of Unbroken Halo winning stage number 1. The 20 comes in second, and the 18 in third. That's going to be Kyle England in the 20 car, and the 18, or Ben Smith making it into the All-Star race in the 14.
Yeah, good effort by Ben. Pretty fast all segment there. Started second. Didn't have to do much to get to that lead, but I believe he will leave, and he has left. So that will put the 20 of Ryan Mineker and the 18. Actually, who is the 18? We don't normally have an 18. That's Kyle England in the 18. He normally drives a Toyota in the VNS series, so he'll drive that 18 tonight. But those two will be on the front row, so it's all Toyota front row. So yeah, but Ben Smith has locked up his all-star spot, doesn't have to race anymore. But this second segment, I expect these guys to fully go about the same intensity they had in that first segment.
Just waiting for these drivers to finish up this first segment. Get going one more time. Fans, again, if you've recently joined us, I'm Rick James, joined by Fisher in the booth. This is the FRG Designs All-Star Race for the OMA Racing Network from the Bristol Motor Speedway. The 20 of Mineker starting to the inside. He's got the 18 of Kyle England, who is outside waiting for the green flag for stage 2. And we're away at Bristol.
They're down into one. Oh, and the 2 is spun in the back in front of the 19. That I don't think that's going to be yellow because we have to have half of the cars spin, but there's a 3-wide battle for the lead, and the 32 puts the 20 and the 18 in the wall, but it's Luca Mazzilli down the line. He'll lead the opening lap, but that was a little bit of a controversial move. He kind of moved 2 guys up the track, but there's still a heated battle for the lead with these 5 cars.
There's Blockman up ahead in the 32. Tunity Ford starting to break away as the 3-wide battle for second starts to develop. So far, nobody in a crash that they can't handle. There's the 20 of Mineker getting kicked back to the 5th position here. March Nickel in the 18 car to the inside of that 21 quick lane Ford. That's Fabrizio Lamina trying to race his way into the open, Fish. Out of the open.
Down into 1 and 2. 18 still riding near that wall, but right now, if we don't get a yellow, that 32 is pulling away. They need to kind of work together and catch back up to him. They're 3-wide back there for 4th or so. The 21 is spun. I think he might have held on to it. Oh, they're coming back up. Frank's back in the Mineker. Everyone keeps it clean and safe, but they're kind of slowing themselves down. I don't know if they'll be able to catch that 32 if they don't get a yellow. They're kind of hurting themselves more than helping themselves.
Stage winners move on to the open. Just 7 laps to go in this stage. There's Expert Racing now to the outside of Fabico Gamer in the 21. Now, no more room for the 21 to block. Expert trying his way around the outside in the Sirius XM Camry. Comes down, turns the corner perfectly out of 4. Expert getting around Fabico for the 4th position. And at the front of this race, Fish, you've been calling it, Blockman just tearing the field apart.
Yeah, and Luca's obviously pretty fast as there's a wreck down the front straightaway. That's the 2 car of Eddie Kalegi. I don't think that will bring out a yellow. No, it's just 1 car. He was able to navigate past him, and now he has some lap traffic in between himself and the 27. Down through 1 and 2 and down the back straightaway. Still the 32 out in front. Over the 27 and 18 cars. This lap car of Kalegi kind of holding them up in the 2 machine, but back to the line, still taking lap 10 now. Still Mazzilli out in front, trying to get around the lap car is the 27 of Steinberg.
Steinberg trying to make his way back up through that field. There's Lamina in the 21 quick lane Ford, who's been shoved out of contention. Expert Racing in the 19 trying to get to the inside of Kalegi as they cross the line with 5 laps to go. England in the 18 car sitting 3rd as the 19 of Expert Racing goes around out of turn number 2, and that will be his chance to get into the open. Dashed. The 20 of Skull Ryan Mineker well off the pace now. He'll have 1 more shot in stage number 3. There is the 32 of Blockman 810 continuing to pull away. 3 to go in this second stage, Fish.
Yeah, and Luca obviously very fast. He has a couple of VNS ones. I think actually just 1 now that I think about it. But he's very fast this season. Not one of the top 3 guys in the minor leagues, as we like to call it, of the OMA. But he's a very fast driver, and it's showing off here in that 32 car. I think if he holds on to it, going to lock himself up in an all-star race. I believe that'll put him in the 9th spot for tonight's event. But he's done a great job here in the second segment.
Out of this fourth corner with a white flag in the air now for the 32, and it's his race to lose. Blockman 810, his gamer tag, and he's just got one more job to do. Give it another quarter of a lap around this racetrack. He'll collect the checkered flag for stage number 2, and Blockman 810 is into the main race. Luca Mazzelli makes it to the All-Star.
Rick, so I'm noticing here as you see the 32 has left the lobby. We're seeing a lot of Fords up in the front, with obviously Smith winning the first segment and then Mazzilli winning the second. And we got a Ford up there starting first, unless I guess people pit in Ryan Steinberg. So we got a chance for a Ford, all three of the Fords to make it into the race. England should start second, then I believe it's LaManna, and then I believe it's probably the 1920 after him because the 2 got lapped. But we're in for a great last segment. These guys are going to be aggressive as possible now with that added thing. You got to get in the All-Star race. If you don't win here, you're not in the All-Star race. But and these are a lot of part-time guys in here, so they want to try to show off for these owners, maybe to get a top-tier ride in the Cup Series.
Win or go home is the name of the game tonight at the world's fastest half mile, stage 3, in just a few moments. Lined up coming out of turn number 4, the 27 car leading us to that flag. Steinberg in the 27, England in the 18. Green flag is out in stage number 3 in the open.
Wow, Franks was wall riding up there. Kept it off the wall pretty much off the exit, though. The 18 and 27 still side by side, and then these guys, 5 of these guys trying to battle for that one spot. 18 going to tap the wall a little bit, but it's still Steinberg holding him off in that top spot.
27, 18, 19 on the outside, but here comes the 21 of Lamina now to the inside. It's going to be 28 laps to go in this open.
Into turns 1 and 2. I don't think you get aggressive here. You just wait it out. I mean, there is still a possibility of a yellow flag, but you don't want to do anything so aggressive to maybe get penalized or anything. But it's still the 27 and the 18, 1-2. But I would expect maybe coming to the last few laps, we can maybe see these guys start moving each other out of the way.
The 20 of Miniker now in the fifth position on the outside of Lamina, trying to get closer up through that field. But plenty of time. Fish, the drivers are going to have to exercise cautious patience as the race wears on. It's going to be 25 laps to go this time by. All of the top 5 still in contention. Here comes Expert Racing to the inside of March Nickel.
Yeah, as soon as you said the patience thing, I immediately saw Josh move to the bottom. Kyle and the 19 and 18 cars battling. And of course, they are teammates in the VNS, so you expect them to have a little bit more respect for each other. They do have respect for each other, obviously, being teammates. And they are both in Toyotas here. Tonight, the 21 has smacked the wall off the exit of the corner. Came back down in front of Miniker. That's another Toyota. But like I was saying, these guys have some respect for each other. And if they are kind of slowing each other down, they may be letting Steinberg pull away as Franks hits the wall there a little bit. But still lots of laps left to see if anyone can catch that 27.
27, 19, 18 for Toyota. Toyota 3 Camrys in the top 5 to the 2 Fords. That's Fabrizio Lamina in the 21 car. That's now to the inside of the 20 of Ryan Miniker. Kyle England in the 18, Joshua Franks in the 19, and Ryan Steinberg in the 27, third, second, and first. As these laps roll around and Fish, it looks like these top 3 are starting to break away from their competition.
Yeah, and honestly, looking at our top 3, it's obviously, like you said, Steinberg, and then it's Franks, and then England. Looking at most of these top 3, it's been pretty dominant for England and Franks in the VNS series, which is basically the Xfinity series for the OMA. They're running 1-2 in the point standings. And then you look at Ryan Steinberg, he's also in the playoffs in the VNS in the 11 car, but he has not won an OMA race in, I believe, around 70 or so starts. So this could be kind of some redemption for him if he can maybe hold on. I know it's an open win, but it still matter a lot to get in the All-Star race, but he's got the 19 right on his tail.
The 18 of England looking like he's trying to wall ride off of the third corner. Not sure how the stewards will see that, but he has just been grinding that Interstate Camry up along that wall for the last couple of laps. We'll see how that plays if he's allowed to use that to his advantage. Vinegar well off the pace, but the 27 of Steinberg leading, now up to lap traffic with fewer than 18 to go.
Yeah, that lap car, I believe, is the 38. I think you said earlier that was Hoffman. Ooh, the 19 slapped the wall there. And back in front of the 18. Up the track he goes, and the 19 is spun round. I don't believe anyone will hit him. No one hits him, so he keeps it clean. Or not clean for himself, but no one came in contact with the 19. But that might have just ruined Joshua Franks' race, as there is no yellow flag.
16 laps to go this time by. Steinberg still confidently leading in the 18. Fish, is there anything that England in the 18 car has for Steinberg?
I mean, we know how fast Kyle can be, and that has shown this season in the VNS. But right now, there's not much he can do. You just kind of got to be patient. Don't do what he's been doing with wall riding, but you just got to be patient and hope we can see a mistake out of the 27. But he's been pretty perfect through this last stage. At some point, you got to get aggressive, but I don't think now is the time. You got 14 to go as the 2 was ghosted right in front of him, and there's the 19 as well. There's multiple cars on the track, no yellow though, but man, that's got to be a scary sight for those guys. They almost get the 20 and 21 had to navigate through them as well back there, but that's almost a scary sight for these top two.
19, 2, 20, 95, and now the 38 all involved in an accident, making contact within quick succession there, but we stay green with the 18 now trying to look at this, the 2 car up ahead, and it looks like a yellow flag has indeed actually come out. The 27 of Steinberg is our leader.
Yeah, I noticed that a while ago, just a couple, a little bit after you saw it, but or before rather, but this is going to set up a restart, I believe, they should cycle out as pit road will be open. It's going to be pivotal to see who comes down pit road, but this should cycle out with about 10 or so to go. So maybe you gamble, stay out, try to get some strategy here and maybe try to lock yourself up a spot. But Rick, this is creating a like kind of game 7 moment here where you got to get in. If you don't win, you're out of the open, you're going home. Obviously we had some events earlier with the family and friends race, the 1v1s, and then the burnout challenge earlier today. That was a fun event as well, all those events. So you kind of this is the main event though. You want to get in that race, but this is going to create some a major impact on who can win this race.
Someone who's had a major impact is Vols Fan 88, putting 1,500 bits in the chat. Thank you, Terry. Appreciate you, buddy. Love you, man. Tell your mom I said hello. Glad to have you here. Razgriz also with some fun emojis in the chat. Thank you, everyone, for showing up and enjoying this open. We're going to restart here with fewer than 10 laps to go. Doubling up now. They'll get the green with 10 to go, and this open going to boil down to the final 5 miles. Fish, who do you got?
I mean, Steinberg was pretty good through this last stage, but he's in a tough position now because of the fact that they are going this time as green flag is in there, and he got a bad restart. And never mind, we're not going green this time. So we were told we were going green. Now, not everyone was there, I guess. Race control thought everyone was there, but they're not. This gives me more time to make my pick. I think it's got to be Steinberg. I mean, I could see maybe some trouble happening for him, but I mean, he was really good through most of this stage.
Blockman 810 following in the last half hour. Appreciate you, Block. Of course, Vols Fan putting in those 1,500 bits. Halo says we'll see you in the main event. Now restarting with 9 to go. There's the flag. Fish 8 next time by.
A great start by Steinberg. The top lane didn't get going nearly as well, but the 18 right on the back bumper. Here comes England down to the bottom lane. He'll pull underneath Steinberg, trying to make a move work. Nothing through the corner, but a little tap to the wall for the 27, but he's able to clear the 18 through the corner.
27, 18, 21 for Toyota Ford, coming to 7 laps to go this time by. Win or go home is the theme of the next 3.5 miles. 21 to the inside of England in the 18. England's been wall riding all night, Fish. How long is that going to work for him?
I don't know. I mean, you're trying to get that run off the corner, and I mean, it maybe can help you, but it can also hurt you a lot if you get the kind of a glitch or something in that position. But the 27 doing a great job of holding his line, pretty much perfect through this segment. But the 18, he's right on the back bumper. You got to be worried a little bit if you're Ryan Steinberg.
Steinberg mirror driving now. The laps tick down one at a time. It will be 4 to go next time by. Steinberg, England, Lamina as the two of Kalegi goes around out of the second corner now. Caution is out with 4 to go. And what a time to throw that flag.
Yeah, Rick. I think they might have to close pit road here too, because if they don't, then we're going to go back around, and we're probably going to only have 2 laps to go. But I don't know. I'm not a mod, so I can't decide on that. We'll have to see. But either way, it's going to create an exciting last lap dash here.
Waiting for these drivers. It's going to be this time by that they throw that flag. Another quick yellow. And they've waved it next time by here. So it'll be green this time by with 2 laps to go, and it'll be a green-white checker to settle the winner of this Open.
Rick, I know I'm sure you're excited for this one, but I can't wait to see who gets this. I mean, I think we're going to see aggression be really high here.
Taking a look, 27 to the inside of the 18 car side by side. 1 more mile will decide when one more mile will decide which one of these drivers makes it into the main. Green flag is out. Great jump by Steinberg. Big shove by the 38. Now at a turn 2. England wall riding again, and this time it's ended his run for the win. England continues to wall ride. Now looking to get to the inside of Steinberg. There's Miniker who gets into England. England has taken himself out of this race with his wall riding. Steinberg now to the inside of Lamina. They make contact coming out of the 4th corner. Lamina with the advantage. Steinberg sends it in deep and gets into the 21. Out of turn number 4, it's Fabrizio Lamina who makes it into the OMA All-Star Race.
I think, Rick, I think Race Control summed that up perfectly. Wow, with like 7 O's. I don't even know where he came from. And that's kind of redemption for him. He lost the 1v1 tournament that was on earlier today over on the OMA network about 30 minutes ago or so to Kukulon. But kind of some redemption there. Unfortunate for Ryan Steinberg to miss the All-Star race after being that dominant. But I'm ready for the All-Star race. I know you are. I hope that chat's ready too. So should be a fun one.
It's going to be a great All-Star race, fans. We're going to take a short break here. We're gonna throw a 60-second break to keep these pre-rolls off, and then we will get into the racing action with 3 stages for the OMA All-Star race. Don't go anywhere. Fabrizio Lamina winning the Open and punching his final ticket into the main. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in 60 seconds. Back waiting for the lobby to get started up. This all-star race brought to you by FRG Designs, a custom design house. You can hit them up on Twitter at FRG Designs, bringing you the very best in custom NASCAR paint schemes for your stock car, your truck, and everything else in between. Check out FRG Designs on Twitter. Fish, you've got today's starting lineup for the OMA All-Star Race.
And our event will cover it right now. On pole for the event is Drew Jua. He comes into tonight's race second in points with 3 wins on the season. Pretty good season for that one car. Starting in second will be Sebastian Kukulon, our most recent OMA winner at Watkins Glen. He comes into tonight with 2 wins on the season in that 12 car. Starting in third, Riley Goff in the 4 machine with 0 wins on the season, but he has had a pole, multiple top 3s and top 5s, looking to try to add an all-star win to his resume. Parker Ness will start 4th, 0 wins on the season. He is a playoff driver, though, as well. Ike Shelley starts 5th in that 99 car in the playoffs with 2 top 3s this season. And then we have Gavin Hudspeth in 6th, has 2 podiums, both at Daytona this season. He'll start in the 6th position. Segment 1 winner, Ben Smith, will start 7th. Has a pretty good season to start off this year with 3 top 5s. Good season for that 14 car. And then Luca Mazzilli in that 32. Current VNS driver, current VNS playoff driver to add on to that with 2 VNS wins. Looking to pull off an upset here in the All-Star race. Then Fabricio Lamana in the 21 car, also a VNS driver with 1 VNS win and 9 top 3s to go along with that. And then starting in last, our fan vote winner, the people in the OMA server, along with some other people, voted him in. Joni Ohanen, fan favorite, will start in the 10th position. He's 5th in the VNS points with 5 poles. Pretty good stat there, and 4 top 3s, 7 top 5s on the season. But a great field. Looking forward to this one. But man, I'm interested to see who can get this win. I believe some people wanted interviews, but I don't know if we can do that now anymore with the, I guess, time limit.
We'll take a look. We're going to let these drivers focus on getting in their cars and getting ready to go. Of these drivers in the lineup, do you have any predictions on who's going to have the best chance to win tonight?
Well, we got a stacked field tonight, Rick, but I mean, with the field not being in jeopardy of having to lose again to Tim Moore, it's a little bit less risky. So I mean, this is a little bit, you can kind of go with a upset prediction like Mazzilli, Lamana, and Hayden, the VNS guys that were in through the Open, or Ben Smith as well through the Open. But you could also go with a big name like Jua Kukulon Goff. So, I mean, with that being said, I think my prediction's got to be Sebastian Kukulon. Came off the Watkins Glen win. I think he's going to ride that momentum and get the win here. Not really sure if he's the best at short tracks because we haven't really came here. I could see Jua coming out with the win. I think that's probably going to be the main battle tonight to focus on. Those two pretty good, both former champions. But Rick, obviously, you want to go ahead and maybe cover the stages. We got a little bit of an interesting format here tonight.
3 stages tonight. Game cautions, we're going to have 50, 50, and 25 laps for these 3 segments tonight. So kind of the reverse of what we are normally used to, but it should be a quick affair tonight. Fish, that last stage is going to have a lot of action.
Yeah, obviously the stages will end start at 50, then start at 100, and then of course that 25 lap sprint. And an interesting factor is it's inverted for stage 2, and I believe if you win one of the first 2 stages, you do then start on the pole and then second for the opening for the first 2 stages. That will determine who starts third or starts first and second for the third stage. Got that a little bit flipped there, but I think, like you said, Rick, that third stage is going to be exciting. 25 laps, very short last stage. It's going to be a pretty interesting dash to the finish, and I think these guys are going to be at the best of their game tonight. And looks like we're going to start at 10:37, so just 1 more minute before we start the FRG Designs All-Star race.
And now before we get started here, a quick word from one of our OMA admins, Ed Kalegi.
Rick Fisher, great job up here so far. I'm really glad to be here. I've really enjoyed tonight. Came up with a lot of these ideas myself. Everything's been successful. We had a fun family and friends race. The Burnout Challenge, 1v1. Showdown was great, as you guys saw here on Rick James TV. And this All-Star race should be really fun as well. So just wanted to pop in for a moment, say you guys are doing a great job, and let all the fans know they're in for a great show here.
Thank you, Ed. Glad to be here. We are excited to get this race underway. So we are ready to go. Fans, I hope you're ready to go as well. Last chance to grab a cold drink and a tasty snack before we turn these cars loose at Bristol. Waiting for these cars to roll at the virtual Bristol Motor Speedway. 50 laps, and 25 laps will be our stage length, brought to us by FRG Designs. Waiting for these cars to line up and flip the switch on this all-star race. Fish, Bristol is a difficult track for these drivers to get a hold of.
Tested here tonight. With all these guys at a short track. We're going to see the short track racing that we talk about a lot. We're obviously going to have to do the pace lap here. We're going to see that short track racing come into play. Looking through the field, I do notice some things, looking at our drivers. If you do normally watch the OMA, you might be a little bit confused on why Sebastian Kukulon is in the 62. He did run that in most of our earlier events tonight. Normally he's in the 12 car, but if you are new to Rick's channel or watching the OMA on Rick's channel, that's not much of an important thing. But normally to longtime OMA viewers, he's in the 12, but normally he's in that 62. I don't think that's going to slow him down though. But Rick, I'm excited for this one.
Drew LMAO to the inside, Jua to the inside of Mid Skydiver in the 62. Green flag is out. Fish, the All-Star race is on.
Down into one. These guys pretty clean. They respect each other a lot, so we don't expect much contact here, but it's still the one underneath the 62. Down through 3 and 4. It's going to be Jua leading the opening lap. We know he has some pretty good speed here at Bristol, but he's going to hold on through 1 and 2 and down the back straightaway.
Blockman 810 in the 32 car, Twisted Gold in the 34, going around on that first lap, but we still race. 162 now for your top three, Chevy, Ford, and with the 88 car of Yoshi Racing getting into third. That's 3 Chevys in the podium positions. Good start for the Bowties.
And now down into the final corner. Down the front straightaway, going to come take lap 5 of the first 50 lap segment. Jua trying to hold on off Kukulon now, as he's going to try the top, but try the bottom as well. Now through 3 and 4, it's still Jua out in front. Pretty dominant so far in that gear wrench Camaro.
Fabrizio Lamina in the 21 with plenty of time. He won stage 2 in the open race. He now finds his way into this main. Here's Hudspeth in the 9. He finds himself 4th, trying to chase down the podium positions, but he's got the 4 and the 14 up his trumpet.
Straight up, the battle for the lead heating up, Rick. We can kind of see the 62 on the back bumper of Jua. I don't think he'll make any moves right now, but oh, never mind. As soon as I say that, he's going to dive down to the bottom, trying to get a lead, but side by side through the corner. Someone's got to give down the back straightaway.
The one of Jua has the advantage. Skydiver now to the inside. The 62 can't make it stick, but Jua having trouble getting his speed down. 62 is going to clear him. Now Yoshi to the inside in car 88. Drew using the speed on the outside of turn 2. They're still drag racing down the back straight, Fish.
And now into the 3 and 4. Jua's still trying to hold the lead, and he'll use that top side to his advantage, powering around the 62. Now as we look through the field, how about Ben Smith, all-star segment winner? He's already moved up to P3. A good effort by these guys who had to race their way in through the open.
Smith in that 14 in the third position. He's going to now drop back to the fourth spot. Here's the 4 of Jared, keep calling him Jared, Riley Golf. Now to the inside of Lamana for position. And there's Mid Skydiver in the 62 chasing down Jua. Looks like the drivers have finally gotten settled in the cars, Fish.
Yeah, oh, there comes Kukulon. He's going to try to make the pass, slid up just a little bit. The 1 didn't really get phased by that as he'll stay out in the top spot, but it's still the 62 and the 14 behind him trying to regroup and get back around the 1 car.
14 now gets into the back of Kukulon out of turn number 2. 1 car still leading this race. There's the 34 slow on the inside, just leaving pit road. There is the 14 car sitting in third, Chevy Ford, as the laps tick down.
He was still out in front now, but oh, the 62 got a little bit loose there. I think he kept it off the wall pretty much, though. He'll stay back in third as, man, the 9 slid all the way up to the wall. But now it's still Drew out in front, but a new second place car. That's Ben Smith in the 14.
Smith in the second position, but now he's got to burn up resources to get to Jua in that 1. It's still a long-ish race, Fish. If he doesn't get him in stage 1, it's not the end. He just needs to keep up with that leader.
Yeah, and especially with that 50 second segment and then the 25 third segment, you have that chance and opportunity to be able to rebound. As actually Jua has smacked the wall there, and here comes Smith. He's going to move up the track a little bit.
Smith to the inside of Jua, this for the top spot out of that 4th corner. There, a 2nd corner headed into 3. Smith now taking the spot from Jua, new leader in the 14 car.
Yeah, and this is kind of surprising, reminiscent of, I believe, when Casey Kane won, I believe it was either the fan vote or one of the stages, to lock himself into the All-Star race, and then went on to win the event. So we can see that, and I believe we've even seen that in the OMA before, where we saw an All-Star race winner go through the open and then win the race. So we've seen that before, and we could potentially see that again, as Ben has a very fast car.
Ben now pulling away from Jua in that 1 car. Yoshi Racing in the 88, sitting behind the 62 of Kukulon and ahead of the 4 car of Goff. Out of this 4th corner, drivers need to pace themselves early, Fish. It's still early in this first stage, and there's plenty of assists to be made right as we take lap 21 of 50 in stage number 1.
Yeah, and something I've been noticing, these laps have been really flying by right now. The 14 still out in front. There's a pretty good battle back behind the 1 between, that is the 88 of Ness, the 4 of Goff, the 62 of Kukulon, and the 77 of Yohanan, our fan vote winner. Pretty good battle, but we're almost halfway through this first segment, and these guys are racing like we're towards the end of that 25 lap stage at the end of the race.
It's the All-Star race, Fish. They have to give it everything for every single lap. .34 gets into the wall, the 21 of Lamana getting a bit of a respite there. Now, a lot of these drivers choosing to wall ride in this race early on, Fish.
Yeah, and I mean, that's possibly a strategy. Like you mentioned earlier, the Open, we saw Kyle England do that, and it didn't pay off for him. But we can see guys do that, and like we said, it is a possibility. But you don't really want to do that because of the fact that there can be that glitch where you kind of get sent back down, or maybe it slows you down, or you get stuck in the wall. I've seen that before, but you want to just kind of keep your car out of the wall if you can to avoid that risk. There's a pretty good battle for third. Kukulon trying to get him in Ness now, and they're kind of moving each other up the track. They are good friends, but this is the All-Star race. You want to get that win. Yohanan trying to get in the action too.
To the inside of Ness, there's Joni Ohanian in the 77, who's been left behind in the Bristol dust. Ness bouncing off of the turn 3 wall, puts the 62 of Kukulon down onto the apron, but Kukulon survives 62-88-4, and it looks, talk to me, what happened, Fish?
I thought I saw someone wreck, but I guess that was just lag. Keep on going with what you're saying. I don't think that's an issue with lag, but I think my game just decided to lag a little bit. But yeah, Rick, I mean, he might have lag spiked because they're starting to get a little bit of ground there on the 62, but we're starting to see lap traffic here at Bristol with that 32 car of Luca Mazzilli.
Luca Mazzilli, who won stage number 2 in the All-Star Open, qualifying and punching his ticket on the way through. Ben Smith in the 14 car with a fantastic lead over Drew Jua in the 1. Parker Ness in the 88 following Kukulon in that 62. Riley Goff trying to get the position from the 8 car, and it looks like Yulhanian has fallen well off the pace, Fish.
Yeah, and obviously Jonah didn't have to suffer through the All-Star Open, which was very difficult for a lot of guys. He got through the fan vote, like we've mentioned, but he is very talented, has not won a points-paying race since, I believe, 2019, if I'm not mistaken, back in the VNS series. But he has won he is pretty good at winning non-points-paying races. He did win the duel to start off this season, I believe, in that exact same 77 car. And then his most recent OMA, or not most recent since he won the duel, but one of his other OMA wins in the VRC Clash a couple of seasons ago. So we know he can win these non-points paying races. So, I mean, he's a pretty good guy to bet on if you want that trend to continue.
Jua in the 1, now getting around that 32, slow, coming to lap 34 of 50. We've got just 16 laps remaining in this first stage of the Open. Jua losing control, Fish. Are the tires going that early?
I gotta assume they are, Rick, because you get closer and closer just to the end of your, I guess, tire run or fuel run or whatever, but they're not, burning fuel. They obviously are, but it's not the thing we're focusing around right now. The tires are the key thing right now, but at the same time, they haven't gone that far. 35 laps, you got a long way to go. You will have that pit stop probably at lap 50, but you got to be conservative a little bit on your tires. You don't want to push too far. But, I mean, Jua does have a little bit of cushion in between himself and the 62 car, so he doesn't have to be that worried about it right now. Just got to drive his car to the best he can. Don't really have to focus on the 14 right now. Obviously, if Ben does win this stage, he will start, I believe, on pole for that final stage. So that is something these guys want, but you don't have to do much about it. Just focus on that second stage. And I actually think the field is inverted for the second stage. So Ben, I believe, is going to start last after this, if I'm not mistaken. But, yeah, the tires are definitely key right now, but Drew's just got to drive his own race. As the 88's fun, by the way.
We saw Parker Ness get loose out of the 4th corner trying to gather himself. The 4 of Riley Goff, he's seeing Lamina and Hudspeth fight side by side in his mirror. There's Kukulon, who's now got a lap car between himself and Jua. The 14 of Smith, who is just pulling away, looking like he's about to lap Parker Ness in the 88. And there's Ness, who's loose out of 4, and he's going to spin the car down the front straight again. No work whatsoever for Ben Smith, and there's Parker Ness, who's going to have to regather himself. No longer the first car on the lead lap. Ness coming back onto the racing surface in front of Kukulon, now hindering Goff. Ness back down in front of Goff, slow, with damage, trying to chase down Kukulon. Now Ness back to the apron, gets in front of the 21. What is Parker Ness thinking? What in the world was going through his skull?
And Rick, that should be a yellow flag, and it is. The caution is out. We will race back. That took out the 21 of Lamana and the 9 of Hudspeth. I gotta assume it's a tire issue. I don't think he blew a tire or anything. But Rick, this is a key thing right now. We saw how if you win this segment, you will be able to get that pole for segment 3. The field does obviously invert, but you want to try to win this segment because you're going to probably get that pole position. If I'm right, if I read that right earlier. I think that's what happens if I'm not fully mistaken, but I'm pretty sure. So we're going to see these guys be a little bit aggressive. With the invert, I believe, is what's going to happen after segment 1 as well for segment 2. Maybe if you're in that back, you maybe pull some strategy, just take 4 tires and fuel here or something, and be prepared for that second stage. Because that second stage is going to be big. As I don't know if Parker lagged out or anything because he's on pit road right now, but you got to either, if you're up in the front, you go for that first stage, or if you're in the back, you wait it out for that second stage for that invert.
Drew Jua in the 1 car, now behind the 14 of Ben Smith. They're going to get bunched back up before we get this first stage back underway. 88 spun, collected 2 others to cause the yellow. You saw there a big issue. Parker Ness now retiring from this race after losing what you could say was all better judgment in that situation. But we're about to go green once again with Jua to the inside, getting a big shove from Kukulon in the 62. We're going to take one more lap around and then go green. We're going to have right around 8 laps to go when we restart this first, going green with 5 to go, excuse me, when we restart this first stage. Winner gets the pole for that final 25-lap segment. Jua to the inside, Ben Smith to the outside. Green flag is out at Bristol.
Good start by Ben. He's able to pull ahead over Jua, but now he's got to worry about Kukulon behind him and Goff behind 62 as well. Now coming to take 4 laps to go, I believe, and the battle for the segment win is on between Smith and Jua.
Smith starting to pull away. Jua trying to use that low line to get as close as possible. There's Kukulon in the 62. Goff in the 4. 3 miles to go, or 3 laps to go, excuse me. 1 mile to go. Next time by. Lag spike from the 14 of Smith. Gets into the wall. Jua now chasing him down. A mile remains this time by, Fish.
Yeah, coming to take 2 laps to go. It's Ben Smith out in front. Remember, he knew how to get the job done in the open, won the segment, now trying to win the segment again. I believe it'll be both back-to-back first segment wins for that 14 car. But Jua, we know how good he is. We could see him maybe use the bumper a little bit and try to get by. 1 lap to go.
Final lap in this first stage. Jua's going to have one more chance if he gets a good exit out of 2, which he does. Kukulon almost losing the car out of 2, and that's going to do it for Jua. He's going to be slow out of the 4th. Not sure what exactly Jua is planning. Oh, because
it's for the invert.
It's for the inversion of the field, and well, now you can see gamesmanship here at play while these guys are delaying the end of the first stage. The 14 of Ben Smith gets the stage 1 win in the open. There's the 14 of Smith. He wins that first stage. Fans at home, we're going to take a short 30-second break, and we'll be back for the start of stage number 2. The field is inverted, and we're about ready to go for this second segment. The 14 of Ben Smith winning stage number 1. The 1 of Drew Jua will start on the pole for stage number 2. Down the back straight, Fish. We know the 14 is in. Who's going to make it? Or who's going to, we know the 14 will start on the pole, but who's going to win this second stage?
Honestly, I think based off of what we saw, I think it's got to be Drew Jua. We see Shelley up there. He'll start in second, but Drew was pretty fast for that first segment. We'll have to see. Green flag back in the air here at Bristol.
Robert Harding says, man, he feels like a woman. I hope he's enjoying this racing with the 34 of Twisted Gold. Now to the front. He's got the 32 behind him. Here's Chua in the 1. They complete the first lap in this second stage of All-Star Racing, Fish.
Yeah, down through the corner. Man, the 34 getting close to that wall now. And here comes Mazzilli down to the bottom lane. He'll pull underneath the 34, trying to get past him. But Jua right behind Shelley. And oh, Shelley has smacked the wall, and Jua is spun down the front straightaway. Hard into the wall goes the 1, but that's not going to be yellow. So we stay green, but heartbreaking for Drew Jua through the second segment. Never mind, the 34 and 77 have spun as well. That's multiple cars, but I don't think that's going to be a caution, Rick, because that's two separate incidents, I think.
Still green as we drive around this track at speed. Robert Harding cheering for the 32 to wreck. Unbroken Halo 14, a.k.a. Ben Smith, in that Rush truck centers Ford, now behind the 4 of Jared Goff. Trying to take that position at Riley Goff. We're trying to take that position. You know what? He's Jared Goff for the rest of the night. I don't care. Jared Goff in the 4 car ahead of Ben Smith in the 14 as the laps take down in stage 2.
Yeah, normally we look at the leader right now. That's Luca Mazzilli. He's normally in the Hoffman family racing cars, but I believe in this 32, it's just a team or a car with no team with it or attached to it. But yeah, normally he's in that Hoffman car, and those Hoffman cars, Hoffman family racing Fords, have been pretty good. That's Smith and Goff on the team so far. And I won't lie, Ben's charging through the field here. He doesn't really have to because he won that segment. But maybe he'll go a little bit easy on the 32 and 4 since they're technically teammates.
The 21 of Lamina trying to get back up through this field. Mazzelli in that 32 leading the 62 of Kukulon, and the 9 of Hudspeth now in the back. Kirby Racing 10 coming through with an emoji and a raid emoji. Glad to have you here, Kirby. Thank you so much for joining us on this OMA All-Star Night. The 32 leading the 62, Hudspeth in the 9, sitting in 3rd. Fish getting closer to the end of this second stage. 11 laps of the scheduled 50 underway.
Yeah, so down now into turn 1. Pretty good battle between the 32 and 62 cars. But, I mean, you got to imagine that these guys, you get intense eventually, but you got to wonder when these guys will start moving each other. But you don't want to do it too early, you don't want to do it too late. But at this rate, if we stay green, which I don't think we are, Rick, but if we stay green, Mazzilli's in a good spot here, and we haven't seen anyone be able to seriously challenge him. I mean, he's in a pretty good spot right now, but these guys are coming behind him, with Kukulon behind, Hudspeth as well. I believe I saw Goff, Smith, and I think that was Shelley, Lamana. There's a whole giant pack behind him, but he's done a pretty good job through these opening 14 laps of holding off these guys behind him.
Mazzelli in that 32, just ahead of Kukulon in the 62. Kirby Racing 10 says, Terry got me into watching you. Definitely will support anyone Terry does. My man Terry talking about Vols Fan 88. He and I recently just working on the Cluck Clash Triple Crown this past weekend, coming off in great success. The 32 of Mazzelli trying to have great success tonight. 17 laps into this second stage. Fish, he's starting to break open a gap.
And now down the back straightaway, that's exactly what he wants to do. He wants to get that gap over the 62 car, and he's trying his best to extend that lead. There goes the 14. Ben Smith, our segment 1 winner, has spun around down the front straightaway after some slight contact, I believe, from, that was the 9, I believe, after he bounced off the wall. But the battle for the lead between Mazzilli and Kukulon is heating up.
Smith in the 14 starting on the pole for that 3rd and final segment. 62 car of Kukulon now to the outside of Mazzelli in that 32. He's got the advantage into 3. Mazzelli back to his inside with the shorter route, but Kukulon carrying the speed out of 4. Tags the wall down the line, but he clears Mazzelli into 1. New leader in the 62, Seb Kukulon.
Yeah, and this is really big because Kukulon obviously has a fast car. But, I mean, you look at Luca, he probably needs to start on that front row more because of the fact that he was really low in that second segment, or first segment, rather, excuse me. But we know how fast he's been throughout, but yeah, it's just you expect Sebi to get a lead. Former champion, most recent winner in the OMA, or a VRC actually. But yeah, he's done a pretty good job here. And same thing with Luca. Not knocking Luca at all. He's done a great job as well. But we're on lap 22 now, coming to lap 23, getting closer to about halfway through this segment. I mean, we saw that late yellow, Rick. I mean, there's still that possibility we can get that late yellow and stack them up again.
Hudspeth sitting in third. There's the 34 of Twisted Gold. He's wall riding with Drew Jua in the 1, and now he's retired after wall riding again and again. Not sure what just caused the 34 to throw in the towel way too early in this second segment, but not a good display of sportsmanship there, and the night ends for that 34 car. Hudspeth in the 9, now ahead of Goff as they round 3 and 4. The 32 of Mazzelli chasing down the 62 of Kukulon. Second half of stage 2 now underway.
Yeah, Rick, and I'm looking at the 34 issue. Apparently he lost power. I don't know if that was like saying his car lost power by disconnecting, or if he actually lost power at his house. Hopefully it wasn't the second one. But either way, unfortunate for the 34, as now the 62 is at the wall. 32 of Mazzilli, what a save by Luca to not hit that wall there, and he's going to lose a little bit of ground though to Kukulon.
32 now to the inside of that third corner, trying to get closer to that 62 car, but now here comes the 1 of Jua, trying to mix it up with the 9 of Hudspeth, the 21 of Lamina. There's the 4 of Goff, 2 by 2, 2 rows deep out of turn 2. Now getting single file on the inside line. Jua trying to get up closer after starting the second stage on pole fish. He's got a lot of work to do in the gear wrench Camaro.
Yeah, it was an issue. We thought it was going to help him out when he slowed down to get to take advantage of the invert, but it really hasn't paid off for him. Not bad in the 4th position, I believe. And then with pit stops, we are gonna, obviously stack them back up and restart. But we are gonna have pit stops, and after that, everyone from minus the 2 segment winners will start where they came out of pit road. So Drew still has a chance to kind of capitalize off this, but obviously he would love to start on that front row. But right now the battle for that second front row spot is heating up again. Here comes the 32 underneath Kukulon. They're still side by side down the back straightaway.
Jua in the 1 now chasing down Goff. Here's the 62 of Kukulon to the high side of the 32 Mazzelli out of that 4th corner. Another lap takes down in this second stage, and these two fish seem inseparable. We're now inside the final 20 laps in stage 2.
Yeah, still side by side battle for the lead. Kukulon and Mazzilli, never mind, Mazzilli loses control over his car and he's spinning back in front of the field, and Jua is spun as well along with the 32. That will not be a caution because it's only 2 cars. It has to be 3, but unfortunate for 2 of our front runners here in the second segment.
Smith in the 14, he won stage number 1. Now in the back in stage 2, nothing for him to lose. There you see Ness in the 88 who just quit there, and then the 34 also quitting abruptly after wall riding a couple of times. Now with the 21 of Lamina around the 4 car of Goff. There's the 32 of Mazzilli, who's going to have to regroup and try and get his marbles back in the bag with 15 laps to go in this second stage of racing. The 62 of Kukulon up front by himself and Fish with 14 laps to go. It's his stage to lose.
Yeah, now down, I guess the back straightaway, I wasn't looking, I looked up immediately as Sebi is driving away from Lamana. I guess he's in second, or is he not? He might be a lap car. I'm really not fully sure on that. I don't know if he's on the lead lap. We'll have to check on that. But meanwhile, sorry, I'm kind of losing track of
the 62
what's going on
of
right
I got you. The 62 of Kukulon leading this race, coming to the final laps of this second stage. Kind of getting away with a little bit of luck there, but the 21 of Lamina starting to close him up. Whether that's on fresh tires or not, we'll need to inquire afterwards. Coming to the final 11 laps of this second stage, fans at home will take a 30-second break between stage 2 and the final segment before we turn these race cars loose one more time. The 62 car pulling away, and Fish Kukulon seems to have just turned on the jets and really pulled away this time. 10 to go.
Yeah, we know Sebi is very fast. Like I said, won Watkins Glen. I believe has another win on this year somewhere. Can't really remember off the top of my head where he went to victory lane again. But we know how fast Sebi can be, and he's showing that right now. Won a championship a few seasons ago, so we know he has the skills. Just this is the chance for him to show them off. You don't really have to do amazing because it's not a points race, but if you can show off and dominate and win a segment, that shows how talented you are. You saw Ben win the segment earlier. He's a talented driver, but I mean, we expect these guys to win the segment as LaManna is closing on Kukulon. If this could be a battle for the lead potentially.
LaManna getting up to the back of that 62, now to the inside, coming off the corner. There they go down the back into 3. LaManna now to the inside of Kukulon, this 4 position. Kukulon hangs on, clears LaManna, 6 to go now. 5 at the line. Enjoyed Hornet saying, yo, Chris Maxwell saying, yo, it's Enjoyed Hornet 77. Glad to have you here, Chris. I hope you're enjoying the race as LaManna gets to the inside of Kukulon. 5 to go, and holy criminy, False fan gifting 10 subs. My man, Terry Radford. Thank you so much, Falls. And folks, enjoy those subs. You now get to go ad-free here on Rick James TV. Fish, we've got 4 to go.
Yeah, and how about Fabricio LaManna? I did not expect him to take the lead here. We know he's talented. I'm not doubting that. He's a possible BNS championship contender and a honestly borderline DRC driver. But going into tonight, you don't expect the BNS drivers to be up in the front, but he has been fast all night. Was in the burnout contest, didn't win that. Almost won the 1v1 challenge, but lost it to that guy in second back there, Sebastian Kukulon. But he has a chance to potentially win the segment and start on the front row. And Rick, this would mean guys that ran their way through the open would start on the front row for the All-Star race in segment 3.
LaManna in that 21 car coming to the white flag in this second segment. The 62 of Kukulon looks like he burned his tires way too early. The horse kicked just a bit too soon. Checkered flag in the second segment. Next time by, it's up to LaManna to win this one. Kukulon a bit too far to pose a challenge. Out of the fourth corner in the Wood Brothers Motorcraft Ford, Fabricio LaManna winning segment number 2 at Bristol. Fans at home will be back in 30 seconds. And fans at home, if you are listening on the live broadcast, you are a subscriber to Rick James TV. Thank you so very, very much. We appreciate your subscription. We cannot do these races without you. Sit back, relax. It's only going to be 25 short laps in segment 3. While the drivers are coming down pit road, this third segment of racing brought to you by FRG Designs. Fans, racers, sim drivers, everything in between. If you need an excellent paint scheme for your car, whether it's a sim car or even for a NASCAR for a NASCAR truck team, FRG Designs does everything in between. Check them out on Twitter. There's the link as K Harvick fan says hello. Twitter.com/designs FRG. Check out FRG Designs. Big love to Fry Dog putting 100 bits in the chat. What's going on, K Harvick fan? Kev, glad to have you here, and we're about to start the final 25 laps of this third segment. Fish, who do you got?
Well, we're in a tough situation here, Rick. I don't know. I guess we're going green next time by. But the more dominant cars of the day seem to be deeper in the field as the 62 is starting third, which isn't very deep in the field. But we look at Jua, as he said, the 32 sucks. So tempers flaring. We expect that at Bristol. We expect some short track racing, expect some tempers flaring, and this is a good time to get that out. Non-points paying race, nothing on the line, just for bragging rights. But I mean, looking at this race, I think you got to go Ben Smith. It will be a big upset to win after advancing through the open, but I guess Drew's getting a lap back or something. But man, you win the segment. We're going one more lap here. You win the segment. You dominate the segment rather, and you also came through the open. That'd be a good story, and I think Ben can maybe hold him off here in segment 3.
Big shout out to my man, my brother Rock NASCAR 88, who got one of those subs from the lovely Vols fan 88, who just gifted 10 subs in this chat. I absolutely love this guy. One of my partners in broadcasting here this past Cluck Clash weekend. We had a blast doing Monaco, Indy, and Charlotte. Fish also got the sub. I love this guy so much, and with those subs, this restart and green flag for the next 22 laps is for Vols fan 88. Green is out in the All-Star.
Wow, Rick, what a start by the Hoffman cars, the teammates of Ben Smith and Riley Goff. Sometimes I don't like dogging off the start, but what a jump by those two. They pull off a great jump on the top, and that put them running 1-2 now, and I could expect them to maybe go a little bit easier on each other, considering their teammates. But man, and my pick's driving away a little bit too, so.
Goff, that start scared me so much, it's given me the hiccups. Goff in that 4 car, now behind the 14 of Smith. These two Mustangs getting out to an early battle, Fish.
Yeah, I thought they would be a little bit cleaner, and they have a little bit of a gap in between each other. But talk about Ben Smith, a rebound that could potentially happen here. He missed the playoffs and was one of the hottest rookies coming into the season. He had to miss some races. I don't really remember the reason, but he had to miss some races. Unfortunate circumstance there to miss some races and miss the playoffs as well. But this would be a big rebound for that 14 car. And even the 4 of Goff, he's had some struggles through the playoffs, missed some races in the playoffs. It could be a big rebound for those guys as well. And then LaManna back there in 3rd. This could be another thing to add to your resume to potentially target Cup ride heading into 2022 because of the fact that you're in the VNS right now, you're coming to the All-Star race, running well. That's a selling point to a lot of owners.
16 laps to go this time by the 14 of Smith, starting to pull away, almost 3 wide for position. The 62 of Kukulon fighting for his life, Fish.
Yeah, and down the straightaway into the corner now. It's still Smith out in front, but looking through our field, the battle for second is heating up as the 4 taps the wall there. Of course, there's a great battle for 4th, between the 62 and the 1 cars. They're side by side. Jua powering around the top lane to move himself into 4th position. But man, this battle for second is slightly allowing Ben Smith to pull away.
The battle for 4th starting to get a bit heated as well. The one and that's everybody wall riding now, Fish. Not sure what the idea is here with everybody just willingly going up and hitting that wall to get around this racetrack.
Yeah, it's down the front straightaway into the corner again. Still pretty much some separation as the 1 has smacked the wall there, but some pretty big separation for the field outside of the 14 of Ben Smith as Jua is really smacking that wall. We saw him angered earlier on. Maybe he's just trying to take out his anger on that wall there.
Yoshi Racing says this should be a good finish. Vols fans saying gotta figure out how to win, and it looks like Ben Smith has it figured out, Fish. The 4, the 21, and the 1 all making contact.
Yeah, I noticed the someone bounced off the wall. I believe it was the 21 and slightly tapped the 1. But man, Jua, I don't know if he has enough time to catch Smith, but he is charging around this pack.
He's going to have to get around Goff first, but Smith putting on a clinic, winning the first stage in the open.
Yeah, he also won the first stage of the All-Star race too, so he's seen a lot of that number 1 today. First segment in both races. Could he cap it off with that P1 as well?
8 laps to go this time by Lamina, grinding up against that outside wall. He gets around Kukulon.
Yeah, looking through. Pretty good battle between Hudspeth. Haven't talked much about him all day. And Mazzilli, they almost make contact, and the 9 is spun in the back of the field. 77 hit him, but I don't think that's going to be yellow. I think it's only 1, or 2 rather, excuse me. But the 4 and the 1 still having a pretty solid battle for that second spot. But, I mean, this is slowing them down. If I'm Riley and Drew, I'm trying to stop doing this. Maybe they're hoping for a yellow at this point, but they're kind of slowing each other down.
racing for pride at this point. 3 wide for third. Excuse me, and the 21 of Lamina well off the pace there. 4 and out of the inside. That's Goff and Jua side by side as they continue to wall ride.
Yeah, Rick is. Oh, there goes Goff. He spun around on the back straightaway, all by himself. He didn't even seem to get loose or tap the wall or anything, but he spun. But this does allow one thing. Drew Jua is in clean air, no one around him, and he's wall riding. So, I mean, maybe he's trying to gain speed, but he's by himself now. And I mean, there could be lap traffic. Still have a few more laps for caution. Not many, I believe, just 3 or so. Now, like 2, I believe. But we still have that chance, but I think it's running out of time. And I think Ben Smith, if he just comes around for 3 more times now, has us in the bag.
Two to go. Next time, bye. Vols fan 88 saying what the 14 is doing is perfect. Drive in, sail the car up, and gun it off. Meaton cheering for Ben. K. Harvick fan cheering for Fabrizio. 2 laps to go, and the white flag is out. Next time by in the All-Star Fish. What a clinic that Smith has put on in this 14 car. Winning the Open, winning the first segment, and although it looks like Jua is closing the gap, Smith just needs to keep it off the wall, and he will get that checkered, and it will be so. Ben Smith wins the OMA All-Star at Bristol.
Wow, how about that? Rick, I did not see this one coming. I mean, he was really good in that first segment, but you don't really expect the guy to come through the Open to take the win. But rebounding, missing the playoffs like I mentioned earlier, it's a kind of motivation, confidence booster, if you will. That's really good for Ben. Jua had a desperate wall ride there, as Race Control pointed out. But man, what a win for Ben. It was kind of unexpected to many longtime OMA viewers. Didn't really maybe see him as possibly being the serious winner. But it was a great race all around.
Trippy Tricks professing his love for me. Vin, I love you too, buddy. Vols fan 88 with another 1,400 bits in the chat despite these deadly hiccups. What a race. Fish, I had a blast, man.
Yeah, it was a fun one. I can't wait for next race. I assume you're probably not broadcasting. I probably will be over on the OMA network. So if you want to catch some exciting OMA action, you're going to want to head over to the OMA network. I believe we're heading to Darlington in 2 weeks for more playoff racing, and that's pivotal. A lot of these guys battling pretty good points battle in the VNS, VRC a little bit farther away with Tim pretty being dominant there, but some exciting points battles. And then of course, if you want to join the OMA, just kind of plug in these guys. I think there's a link on the Twitter to join the Discord, so make sure to do that. But I guess we'll get some people in here, right, Rick?
We're going to take just a short break while we get our top 3 in the booth, and we'll put a cap on tonight's fun. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in a moment. Back on the podium as Chris Maxwell and Trippy Tricks fighting in the chat over my paternal love. We'll discuss that later, but let's start with our not our third place finisher, but with our fourth place finisher, Seb Kukulon. Seb, great race for you. You showed fantastic skill, but in the end, you came up just a bit shy.
I mean, it was a tough race to beat people like Ben and Drew. They were really the fastest out of them. P4, I mean, I'll take it. Top 5 in the All-Star race. I'm not really a fan at Bristol, so leading laps and getting a fourth was very fun. This whole night was very fun. The 1v1 tournament, the burnouts, and the friend and family showdown. It was very fun tonight, Rick.
A pleasure to watch, and I'm glad you had a good time, my friend. Congratulations on that fourth place finish. Fisher, you've got our silver medalist.
Yeah, I'm down here with Drew Jua. Drew, so it's a second place finish. We saw you pretty good throughout most of the race. Did not win any of the segments, obviously, unfortunately for you. But you were pretty good throughout most of the race. But what was it that kind of caused you to not be able to get the win? We saw Ben driving away. What could you have done different to maybe end up in victory lane versus being in second place?
Not get wrecked. I got wrecked multiple times by different people. And then I was like, yeah, it's an all-star race. Nobody should care. And I started wall riding. It was pretty fun. I was just having a laugh with everybody. I just thought it was really funny to wall ride. And then once I got to people, the only time I ever wall rid was to get back up to people. But once I got to people, I raced them cleanly and got past them legit. So
Yeah, Drew. Well, congrats on the second. Obviously he would have loved to win, but it's a non-points paying race. But good luck on your playoff hunt. I know that's the main focus. Okay, Rick. I guess you're down there with Ben, right?
We've got our all-star winner, Ben Smith. You dominated the Open, and when it came to the all-star main, you did your business, man. Congratulations on that win.
How did I do that? Oh my god, man. I mean, this just has been such a long time coming. I think tonight proves so much. That I can hang with the best in the VRC. I mean, Drew is our defending champ. And in that opening stage, and even towards the end, I was holding them off, even when he wall rode a little bit. So I mean, it was just such a great night, and with everything that's been happening recently, I kind of needed this. It's a little bit of a breather, you know.
A great way to take the pressure off the shoulders, and especially headed back into the tough points battle next week. You've got great emotions. Congratulations on the all-star win. Ben Smith, you are on top of your rivals at Bristol.
Thanks, Rick. I appreciate it.
Fish, what a night of racing. What a night of fun for so many people involved. What a night for OMA.
Great event all around. And like Sebi mentioned earlier, it was a fun day all around. We had, of course, the family and friends race, great race. We saw Expert's dad go to victory lane, which was a fun event, unique event as well. And then the burnout contest, we saw Ashton Tackle go to get the win in that. And then the 1v1, we saw Sebi get the win there. Didn't win the All-Star race, of course, with Ben won. Still a consolation prize for that 1v1 win. But a whole fun day overall. This was the point. It was supposed to be fun, no points, just supposed to be fun. But the real challenge is next weekend, or not next weekend, excuse me. We get an off weekend this weekend, but then the next weekend after that, like I mentioned earlier, we head to Darlington for the VNS races and the VRC race as well. VNS will be the Darlington 100 on the 9th of July, and then the next night, the 10th, will be the Southern 250. Should be a fun weekend, Rick. I'm looking forward to it as well. There's tryouts for next season as well. So if you want to try out, make sure to go on the OMA Twitter, OMA or Online Motorsports Association Twitter. I believe tryout link should be there. Sign up link should be there. So if you want to try out for next season, fun league. I highly recommend it. The league is expanding as well to project cars with some, I believe, the online touring championship and then F1 as well. So a lot of room now for new drivers to come in any series. So a lot of fun. Like you said, Rick, big event for the OMA. Fun all around. Congrats to Ben again on the win. I'm just looking forward to next race. That's always the thought process after a great race like this. You just imagine next weekend. But yeah, fun race all around, and yeah, just a great day.
A fantastic day overall. What a chapter for OMA racing, and now it's time to close the book on a successful all-star night for Drew Jua, Sebastian Kukulon, Ben Smith, and Fish. I'm Rick James, and it's been my pleasure to bring you another race. Fans at home, stay